So ஒரு டெக்னிக்கல் ப்ராப்ளம் கொஞ்சம் லேட்டா ஆகுது. ஸோ பிஃபோர் தட் நம்ம ஜூ பத்தி ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு வீடியோ பார்த்துட்டு வந்துருவோம். ஜஸ்ட் ஷேரிங் சின்ன ஒரு வீடியோ ஜூவை பத்தி ஒரு வீடியோ ஒன்று இருக்கு, அதை உங்களுக்கு காமிக்கிறோம்.
Excuse me, live started now.
Started. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in the video we will be playing in a short while. So we will start over with the session. It's over to Dr. Pallavi.
This we are not sharing. That one. At least their teachers can reply so that I know about it.
At last,
So if I'm asking questions,
you don't ask me between. At last statements.
I can't.
We have only one system. They will talk. At last, you just go with the session. At last, you can ask. Yeah, you can start this.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Pallavi. So I am the zoo vet in Vandalur Zoo, and today we'll be learning about introduction to wildlife veterinary science. Okay, so first we'll see this slide. I just put some pictures so that all of us can see. Since there is no interaction between you and I'll be telling you these. This was supposed to be a quiz so that you guys can reply. Looking at the patterns, you have to identify the animal. So since no one can reply, I'll tell you. First one is your tiger. Second one is the leopard. Third is jaguar. And fourth is cheetah. Okay. So these are different patterns. The first we'll say stripes. The second and third are rosette patterns. And fourth is spotted. Okay. Next is, what is wildlife veterinary science? So wildlife veterinary science basically deals with the health and management of wildlife. So wild animals, how their health and management will be taken care of, where we include veterinary medicine, which is the animal medicine. Okay, and biology of the animal to assess and address the unique needs of the wildlife population. Okay, so what we do in this, we'll be learning today. So scope, what is it needed for? The healthcare of wild animals comes under wildlife scope, the disease management and prevention, conservation of habitat management, and ecosystem health. So these are the things that we'll be learning about. Then once you know wildlife veterinary science, you know there has to be a wildlife vet. So what is the role of wildlife vet in any organization? First is the treatment of animals. If there is any injured animal, if there is any infighting of the animals, then we have to treat the animals. Okay. There is routine health checkups to check the temperature, body weight, check the blood, so that we know the animal is healthy. Okay. There is feeding of animals, what an animal should be eating, how much it should be eating, that is also decided by the vet. Then there is wildlife rescue and rehabilitation. So if there is any wild animal that's injured, we rescue it and we rehabilitate it. Then there is enrichment for animals and disease surveillance programs. These are some pictures. The field work in wildlife veterinary science, what we have to deal with. The first picture is the capturing and handling of a wild bird. I was going to ask you which bird it is, but no one can reply, so I'll tell you. It is a rosy pelican. It is a very large bird, okay? The second picture is the immobilization of an Indian boar. Can you see the most left side picture? You will see our senior doctor with a gun. And on the right side of the picture, you can see the animal, okay? There are a lot of different reasons why we need to immobilize. In this particular picture, we want to immobilize the Indian gaur for routine checkup. Then there is diagnostic techniques. So in diagnostic techniques, first picture you can see is blood collection. Okay, from the tail of the tiger, we are collecting blood. The second picture is the ultrasonography of tiger, and the third is X-ray. You can see on the orange color board, a bird is there lying down, and on top of it, we are taking X-ray of that bird so that we can see how the bones are, how the organs are, and then we can come to a diagnosis. Then in wildlife, there are a lot of ways an animal can get sick. So from bacteria, parasites, viruses, and fungus, we get diseases of the animals. Now we'll be seeing some successful treatments and stories about the animals that we take care and treat in the zoo. We'll be seeing king cobra, pelican, bear, that is Himalayan black bear. Then there is mouse deer and langur. In this picture, I was going to ask, can you differentiate what is wrong with first and second picture? Like, what is the difference? But I think I'll only have to tell you what is the difference. Can you notice the eye? Look at the center. You can see the head of a king cobra, okay? Look at the center. You can see a small circular figure. It's the eye of the king cobra. In the first picture, you can see it's opaque, like it's you can't see the eye properly. In the second picture, you can see the eye properly, right? The first picture, it is a case of spectacle retention. And what we do in this to remove the spectacle from the eye so that the snake can see better. When the opaque stuff is on the eye, the snake cannot see properly. For this, what we have to do is put the animal in warm water, lukewarm water, and then wait for it to, and then we use the forceps and remove it. Then this is a wing fracture case of rosy pelican. In the first picture, can you guys see there is blood that's coming from the broken wing? And the second picture is the 3 doctors doing the surgery, correcting the fracture. And in the third picture, you can see that the pelican is now okay. The fourth case is the Himalayan black bear. In this, there was an abscess. Abscess is pus on the tooth. So we removed the tooth and we treated the animal, and animal was playing and climbing the trees, eating properly. Because of the dental problem, the animal couldn't eat properly, chew properly. So it was in a lot of pain, and it used to not play around, jump. It used to just sit. After the treatment was done, the bear was playing, going on trees, eating very properly, and it was good after that. This you can see a small cut which we fix in a mouse deer using a staple. You can see in the second picture there are stapler pins that we use to close the incised wound. Then this is fracture in a langur. A langur broke its hand, so we took it for surgery and fixed it. What we do in the zoo is also vaccinate all the animals, and if the animal is sick and it's not eating, so we try to hand feed the animal. In the second picture, you can see there is a python and it's being hand fed using a syringe. Okay, the syringe contains mashed chicken so that we can just push it inside of the stomach of the python. These are some surgeries that we do. First is rock python, then there is spotted deer, and then pelican. We regularly do surgeries if there is any treatment required, mostly fractures or any big wound that we have to suture. So we will do surgeries. Now, after you become a wildlife vet, where can you work? Since this is introduction to where wildlife veterinary science will take you, you can work in zoos. Like I'm working in a zoo, I'm a wildlife vet. You can work in national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. You can also work in wildlife rehabilitation centers, or somewhere if you want to do research, you can do research about wild animals and work in a research institute, or NGOs, you can work in non-governmental organizations. So now we are going to learn some things that kids like you should know about what we have to do and what we have to not do. Okay, so do's and don'ts. So you can see a picture of a bird, right? This green color, we call it parrot. Everybody calls it a parrot, but actually it's not a parrot, it's a parakeet. Okay, so you have to understand this. You have seen this in many houses, right? They keep it as pet bird. But in India, we are not supposed to keep this. It is illegal to keep. Okay, so if you have a pet bird, parakeet, or any other of your neighbors or any friend has it, you tell them that you have to hand the bird over to the forest department. Okay, so you can call your nearest forest department and hand over the bird. You shouldn't keep the bird. Okay, that's illegal. So what you have to do is hand over the bird safely to the forest department, and what you don't have to do is keep the bird in captivity, meaning keep the bird as your pet in your house. Okay, so you have to understand, if you don't have it but someone around you has a bird, you have to tell them that, listen, I have learned this, you are not supposed to keep this bird, it is illegal, it is against the law, so you hand over your bird to the forest department. Okay. Next, what do you do when you find a snake in your house, in your backyard, or on the road? You should not kill it. Okay, we know stories like, if a snake has seen you, it will remember your face, it will come and bite you, or it will bite your family, it will kill all of your family members. So it is not like that. That's a myth. Okay, a snake will not come and bite you in your house. If a snake is there on the road and you are walking, if you see a snake, don't try to kill it. Okay, be alert, stay at your place and let the snake pass. But if you find a snake in your house, you have to call the forest department and let them come and capture the snake. Okay, don't take a rod or some bat and try to hit and kill the snake. Okay, you have to understand that they are also living, and you should not kill a living organism. Okay, if a snake comes, you can, if it's in your bathroom or somewhere, you can put a bucket and capture it. By the time you are calling forest people or snake rescuers, they will come and take the snake back and release in the wild. Okay, we are not going to kill the snake. So what you have to do is safely remove the snake by capturing or informing forest department, forest people. And what you don't have to do is kill the snake or injure the snake or harm the snake. Okay, so now we are coming towards the end. Why I'm taking a class for you, why these trainings for kids like you we have to do, is we are going to make the public, like kids and adults, aware about it. You are being taught these things so that you can understand the importance of wildlife, and you can go and tell your parents and your neighbors, adults around you, kids around you, senior, junior, that, okay, I learned this, this is correct, this is not correct. So we have to educate the kids, educate public about wildlife health, and I am encouraging your responsible behavior. Like, not killing a snake is a responsible behavior. Okay, you have to be responsible towards the wildlife around you. If you see a bird, if you see a fallen bird on the tree, don't go and grab it. Okay, it has a mother, it will fly off. Don't throw stones at any animal. Don't run around and chase any animal. That is irresponsible. So you are getting these trainings, now you are becoming intelligent, and you have to be responsible and encourage people or encourage kids around you also to be responsible. Okay, you know that you shouldn't throw stones at animals. So if you see any other kid from any other class throwing stones, you have to tell them, don't do this, this is not right. Okay, so behave responsibly and make people around you also responsible. Okay, how to get involved? Now you know about these wildlife things, wildlife veterinary related stuff. So if you want to, like 10th class students are there, I believe. If you want to get involved, like you are interested, you can come and volunteer at different NGOs or rehabilitation centers. There are internships and you can support wildlife conservation organizations. Okay. And this is our zoo team in Vandalur Zoo. There is myself, Dr. Pallavi, our head vet, Dr. Sridhar, and our junior vet, Dr. Ramesh. Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, you can ask me.
ஓகே, கேள்வி யாருக்காவது கேள்விகள் இருக்குங்களா? ஓகே மேடம், உங்க கேள்விகள் வந்து நீங்க எங்களுக்கு சாட்லயும் சொல்லலாம். ஸோ இதுக்கு மேல நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணலாம். ஆர் யூ கேன் ப்ளீஸ், நம்ம இதுக்கு மேல கண்டினியூவா நம்ம வந்து பேசுவோம். So now I thank Dr. Pallavi for providing this excellent session on veterinary aspects. So இவங்க இந்த செஷன்ல வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்கள் வந்து சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. லைக் எப்படி வெட்டரினரி நம்ம ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கொடுப்போம், ஒரு ஸ்னேக் பார்க்கும் போதோ இல்ல வந்து வைல்ட் லைஃப் ஏதாவது பார்க்கும் போதோ அஸ் ஸ்டூடெண்டா நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னா வந்து அழகா சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ on behalf of our zoo school, I thank Dr. Pallavi to join this session. So ஸ்கூல் கனெக்ட் ஆயிருங்க, நம்ம மேலும் வந்து தொடருவோம். We have a session shortly. Yes, yes. சொல்லுங்க மேடம். ஆண்டிமடம் ஸ்கூல் சொல்லுங்க மேடம். லைக் உங்களுக்கு கேள்வி ஏதாவது இருக்குங்களா? பிரியங்கா, நம்ம லைவ் ஸ்ட்ரீமிங் we can stop the live streaming.
Sure, ma'am. I will stop.